Well, it looks like Bitcoin just passed its new all-time high and it's currently in price discovery. We also just learned this morning that the Fed will be cutting rates by another 25 basis points. Donald Trump just won the election and pro-crypto news is happening all over the place. And I wanted to make this video to talk to you guys about a couple of things you need to keep your eyes on. I'm also going to be talking about altcoin season and when it might start, because I think that XRP and its big upward movement is going to be moving with alt season, not necessarily Bitcoin's all-time high. So let's get into it. Hey everybody, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now we are covering cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all those topics interest you, hit the subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community. And if you want to support this channel, best thing to do, watch this video all the way to the end. If you do, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right guys, let's jump into it. So first things first, Donald Trump took control of the presidency, or at least he will in January. Republicans are now looking like they will have the majority in the Senate. The House is still up in the air, although that looks more and more likely that they will take control over that as well. Specifically for investment markets, specifically for cryptocurrencies, that is big news. In fact, on election night, if you were following the markets, that's when Bitcoin hit new all-time highs. Why? Because Donald Trump and a lot of his administration has seemingly came out to be more and more pro-cryptocurrency. He wants the United States blockchain companies to be leaders in the forefront in the innovation, in the technologies that will lead that. He's also how he wants to make self-custody completely legal in the United States and also release Ross Ulbricht, which if you're not a Bitcoin maxi, you might not know who he is, but he was jailed for basically allowing people to buy Bitcoin years ago. So now that that is out there, there are many pro-cryptocurrency in the House as well as many in the Senate that want to see Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies become a bigger and bigger part of the United States economy. In fact, one of the other things the Trump campaign did was come out and say that they want to start using Bitcoin as a strategic reserve against the US dollar, basically to hedge against it. Now, the Trump administration is very pro-US dollar, and I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. However, the fact that they're open to these cryptocurrencies and using it as a form of a reserve currency is good news altogether. Now, John Deaton, I wanted to give a big shout out to John Deaton. He went up against Elizabeth Warren up in Massachusetts, didn't win, but he fought a heck of a battle, and I think it brought all of the awareness to all of the battles going on against the cryptocurrency market out to the forefront and even some into the mainstream because of him running. So a big shout out to John for bringing a lot of awareness to the cryptocurrency market in terms of the legalities, the regulation, not just meme coins or Bitcoin's all-time highs. So with this as our backdrop, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that you need to be aware of. I'm going to talk about what the potential could be over the next couple of months and into 2025 that we're really going to be digging into the nitty-gritty, especially in the US economic markets as well as abroad. But before I do that, I wanted to introduce you guys to a new partner of the Late Night Grind, and I'm super excited. Over the next couple of videos, going to be introducing you to a couple of other partners as well. This one is a big one. This one is BitFi. BitFi is a cryptocurrency exchange where you can do cryptocurrency trading, you can do leverage trading. They actually have trading bots where you can actually set up to trade in certain ways. They have copy trading coming very shortly, and if you're in the United States, they are United States friendly. They are Canada friendly. In fact, they are most countries in the world friendly, and right now, they are no KYC. So all you need to sign up is an email address. You can click the link below, sign up with an email address, and start funding your account from there. Move over some cryptocurrencies and start trading with leverage. In fact, Bitcoin, it has up to 200x leverage if you want to trade Bitcoin. Please do your own due diligence. Trading with high leverage is extremely dangerous. Please know what you're doing before you do it. They also offer deposit bonuses, trading bonuses, and all kinds of bonuses that are continually changing that I will update as we move along. But please click the link in the description below. If you're trading on other places, I would highly suggest taking a look at BitFi. It is one of the top 10 biggest platforms now with derivatives trading, and I'm really happy that I'm partners with them. So go ahead, click the link in the description below to get started and sign up today. Now, moving on from that, I wanted to mention that first because one of the things that I wanted to make sure that you guys were paying attention to was as we move into the rest of this bull run, and yes, I am in that camp, that there is more upside to Bitcoin coming. You need to have a couple of things in place. Number one, you need to have anywhere you're doing trading or anywhere you're holding cryptocurrencies. You need to have your accounts set up and ready to move cryptocurrencies in and out and also withdrawals. And that may include doing some KYC with some other third parties that you're using or with your bank, letting your bank know you may be taking cryptocurrency withdrawals. Please have this set up. This is one of the biggest things where you do not want to get trapped by somewhere where you're holding a lot of cryptocurrency and they won't let you withdraw your millions. So go ahead and sign up for BitFi. You can take a look at their trading platform. It's amazing. Now, the other thing I want you to look out for is what we're going to be looking at coming into 2025. The United States Fed just announced that they are lowering rates by another 0.25%. Now, they've already done that earlier this year. They just did it again, and some of the speculation is, and they may have to do it again at the beginning of 2025. At least that's what some of the speculation is. Now, what do they do when they do that? Well, they also print money. Just hold that thought for a second, because I want to talk about the global M2, the global liquidity market worldwide, and the United States. Because it's really, really important. And a lot of people are now starting to learn that the Bitcoin bull cycles, the price of Bitcoin, has a lot more to do with the macro global liquidity, the M2 supply, than it does with the actual Bitcoin halving. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin halving, meaning the amount of Bitcoin that's being created coming into the market gets halved every 4 years, it creates scarcity. Well, what is also going on at the same time is that globally, countries are printing their money into oblivion, the US included, creating more and more of this liquidity, this cash available. And when they do that, it almost first finds its way into commodities. And now that you have Bitcoin, the ETFs that are absolutely exploding, especially since election night as well, you're having these liquidity pumps into the market, which is what's driving the Bitcoin price up. So the speculation, the forecast, is that from now until possibly the second or possibly the third quarter of 2025 is the M2 global supply is going to be continually increasing. Meaning there is going to be a big run up, not just from the United States, printing money, because it looks like the forecasts are saying the U.S. is going to print almost $1 trillion between now and about the middle to 2025. China has already announced that they're pumping $1.6 trillion into their own economy over the next 3 years because, well, their economy's in the tank as well. Now, why are they doing all this? Well, with economies being not so strong as what the media has been saying or what the White House has been saying all along, the jobs reports are not looking good at all. Well, in order to keep things afloat, what do they have to keep doing? Keep printing money. Drives the price of Bitcoin up because it's supposed to be a hedge against inflation, right? Well, everybody believing that narrative and holding on to Bitcoin like it is digital gold helps drive that narrative, helps not only drive that narrative, but solidify it. Now, there's a few camps that think Bitcoin has seen its top and it's going to be retreating into a bear market. Well, it just set new all-time highs. And honestly, I think there could be a big correction. Some of the technical analysis traders that I watch, some of them, not all, believe that there is going to be a big correction back down into the 60s, possibly even the 50s, before you would see Bitcoin going parabolic in 2025. But the one thing that almost all of them have in common is that they believe sometime in the middle of 2025, could be April, it could be September, October of next year, is that Bitcoin's going to have a blow-off top or maybe two blow-off tops in which it's going to see its price actually peak. And what does that coincide with? That coincides with global liquidity entering the market in huge, huge amounts. The United States, China, as well as many other countries, they're going to be continually adding all this liquidity to the market. You can see what the stock market's doing. It's going to be crazy. And so finally, with that kind of as the backdrop, what's XRP going to do? I've been covering XRP on this channel for a long time. There's several others that I'm going to be getting into as well, but XRP specifically, if you track it back, typically has its bigger runs, not necessarily with Bitcoin, but with the altcoin market. And everybody's wondering when altcoin markets are going to take off. After all, Bitcoin's at a new all-time high. How comes some of the altcoins that are retreating? Well, some of the nitty-gritty in-depth analysis that I watch, specifically Benjamin Cowen does some of the best on a macro scale. He believes that altcoin market is shaping up very soon. Now, others have been saying for a couple of months, altcoin market is shaping up for the end of the year, probably or maybe not until the beginning of 2025, which is when Bitcoin typically sees a blow-off top. Altcoins tend to follow it, but there's a lag, there's a delay. The Bitcoin dominance comes down, and as people roll off their Bitcoin profits into the smaller altcoins like XRP, like Solana, like Shiba Inu, like Dogecoin. By the way, Elon Musk, of course, setting up the Department of Government Efficiency in the United States, named Doge. That was no coincidence. So in my opinion, over the next few weeks, you're going to want to pay attention to the altcoin market. Some have been saying you should have been buying for the last couple of months if you were into altcoins. And then, of course, at the end of altcoin is meme season. Well, memes right now that are pumping have to do with Donald Trump, Pepe, MAGA, anything like that. Tends to be pumping at least partially, although in my opinion you should probably stay away from them. A lot of them are cash grabs or rug pulls, and if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not already involved in them, probably should stay away. So as we look into the next month or two, at the end of this year, Bitcoin, the crypto markets are seeing some crazy headlines because in my opinion, you're going to see some deregulation. Gary Gensler is going to lose his chair at the SEC. That is huge news, not just for Ripple, but for the cryptocurrency market as a whole. Elizabeth Warren's going to be kept at bay, especially with a lot of the pro-crypto senators and the House of Representatives have the majority. There's not much anybody against it is going to do. So we're going to keep an eye on that, definitely keep an eye on that, and definitely get set up if you're not on an exchange, if you're not trading these, if you haven't been trading these or at least stacking some of these cryptocurrencies, you can do so on BitFi. Huge bonuses, like I said. Click on the link in the description below or on the pinned comment that I have. It's going to be a really, really fun fall. And in my next video, I want to talk about some of the cryptocurrencies that you should be paying attention to that you might not be and why. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.